Alright, Art Club, we are needing to finish up our winter doll necklaces. So this is what our goal is to try and create. We're going to make it look like there is this little person wearing a winter sweater, a scarf, and some earmuffs, and it's going to become a necklace where we put the string through it, and then the day of Breakfast with Santa, the kids choose the beads that they want to string on their necklace. So what we need to prepare is the clothing, since you all did the painting last class. So some of you are going to be helping draw in the head pieces for our necklace. So what you're going to be doing is using a brown, black, or yellow Sharpie marker, and you want to face it so the split between the pin is facing you, because these are the two legs. So this is going to be the top of the doll, and then I'm just going to draw a line that's kind of like hair that's maybe swooping across the side of the face, and then it's going to come down a little bit by the ear, and then it's just going to go back around the back of the head. So all I'm doing is drawing in the hairline, and then I might swoop down by the ear and around by the back of the head. And then I'm just going to take my Sharpie and I'm just going to neatly color that in. So I want that to be all solid color, whether you're using black, brown, or yellow. So when you get that whole thing colored in, excuse me, then what you can do is switch over to a black skinny Sharpie marker and do the whole back of the head. But I'm just going to move on just for time. We want it to just look like this little person is bundled up inside a sweater, so all we're going to draw are the eyeballs. We're not going to mess with a nose or a mouth. We're just going to keep it really simple. So I'm just going to make sure I'm on the front and center 2 dots. And if I want, I could add some little eyelashes off to the side, but this doesn't need to be super complicated. Just dots is all we need. Okay, so some of you are going to be doing the drawing of the hair and the eyes. And then some of you are going to be helping prepare the rest of our supplies. So I've got these pre-cut scarves that we used in previous art club years, where this scarf is too long. So what you would need to do is just fold it in half and then get a pair of scissors and just cut that so that our scarves are about this long. Others of you need to help cut what's going to become the earmuff. So the piece of pipe cleaner that's going to wrap around the head, we can pre-cut that, and I'll have a measuring piece that you can compare it to. We're just going to cut a bunch of small pieces of colorful pipe cleaner. Then the fabric for the sweater is already pre-cut, so everything else is now going to be gluing. So I'm going to be asking some of you to help with the gluing. So we're going to be using hot glue for the rest of this. So you're going to be at a glue station where you have a wooden board underneath you and a hot glue gun. Hot glue guns are called hot for a reason. The end of this is hot. If I touch that metal piece, I am going to burn my fingers. If I touch the glue, I am going to burn my fingers. So be very careful as you work with the hot glue gun. But what I'm going to do is wrap this piece of fabric across the front. And you might be gluing on an empty piece that has not had the hair and the face drawn in yet. It doesn't matter what order we do this in. So I'm going to look for the front where the peg is split in half, because those are the two legs. I'm going to set this around the front, and then I'm going to turn it over and start by wrapping it around. We want the seam where it's opening on the back of the pin. We don't want it on the front side, because that's not going to look as neat as a finished product. So I'm going to hold that in place. And then I like to start with the short side first, so the shortest piece of fabric. What I'm going to do is carefully squirt a little bit of glue along that edge. And all you need to do is pull that trigger and the glue is going to come out. If you've got a lot of glue built up on the end of the glue gun, just wipe it off. on the board. And I've got a piece of fabric in the way. Okay, then I have to work kind of quickly. Now I'm going to fold this over to make sure that it is attaching. And then I'm going to start wrapping it till there's a little extra piece left over. And then I'm just going to squirt a little bit of glue along that edge and then line it up and finish wrapping it the rest of the way. Now, if you accidentally get glue on your finger, best thing to do is just rub it off really, really quickly. The longer you leave it on your skin, the more it's going to burn your finger. The quicker you get it off, the less likely it's going to hurt in the long run. Then you can go run your fingers under cold water if it's still hurting a lot. Okay, then another student can be working on tying the scarf, and it doesn't matter what colors you use, you're just going to tie it one time. And we want our scarf to be off to the side. So look where the legs are split, and I'm going to pull that over so the tie is on either the right side or the left side. And this piece that's sticking up, we want to glue that down so it's not sticking up. So what I'm going to do is just put a little dot of glue by the knot, and I'm going to fold that extra piece over and hold that long enough so it attaches, and then that section is done. And then the last thing that we do has to have the hair completed. So the hair and the face have to be finished in order to do this last step, but that would be to glue on the headband. So I'm going to look at the front of the face, and where the ear would be, I'm going to do a small dot of glue. Then I'm going to set that pipe cleaner in there, and I'm going to hold it still and fold it around the rest of the head. And then I'm going to do a little dot of glue on the other side, and then I'm going to hold that still. So that's the headband to the earmuffs. And now I'm going to put in the little pom-poms. So pick two matching colors. They don't have to match the headband, but two matching colors that match the side. Do a tiny little dot on the pipe cleaner and then hold that in place until it sticks. And then do a tiny dot of glue on the other end and hold that in place until it sticks. So all these pins have to have all these pieces completed. The final result will look something similar to this, where they've got their clothing, their scarf, and their ear warmer, their hair, and their face have been drawn on.